So take a minute to check the alignment of your spinal column from your tailbone up to the top of your head. Maybe lean back on your chair a little bit less than you might normally. Might see if you could sit up a little taller, getting a little more height through the top of your head. Bringing your focus down to feel the pressure against the seat, whatever you're sitting on. Seeing if you can sense the feeling of solidity of muscle and bone and whatever you're sitting on. Feeling the stability of the earth below us. And in your mind's eye, scanning down to your thighs, knees, calves, ankles, all the way down to the soles of your feet. Feeling the contact with shoes or socks, or just with the floor, maybe the air if you're barefoot. Bringing the focus inward to notice any sensations of temperature, hot and cold. Any subtler sensations that you can notice inside the feet, pulsing or tingling. Any areas of numbness where you notice the absence of sensation. And in the mind's eye, drifting upward to find your hands, wherever your hands are resting. Feeling the contact with other surfaces if your hands are resting on a desk or a table or a counter. Perhaps contact with other parts of your body. Noticing any sensations inside the hands, hot or cold. If you type a lot like I do, maybe you notice some areas of tension or soreness. Seeing if you can notice any pulsing or tingling sensations or numbness. You might not notice them now, but it's something to check when you get deeper into meditation. Mentally following the connection up through the wrists, the forearms, elbows, upper arms, up to the shoulders, perhaps allowing your shoulders to sink down a little bit. Letting go of any tension in the neck and the back of the shoulders. Relaxing the jaw and the muscles around the mouth. Letting go of the mask that we may carry in day-to-day life. take on a neutral expression, or perhaps a slight smile if that feels good to you to do that. Feeling the tongue resting inside the mouth, the hardness of teeth, softer gums and palate. Noticing any moistness or dryness inside the mouth and between the lips. If you're noticing dryness, unless you have a medical condition or take medication that causes that, you might consider that you might be dehydrated. And it might be a good time to take some sips of water. It can be kind of surprising how much water you need when you sit in meditation, considering that you're not engaged in any rigorous physical activity. And dryness in the mouth can also be an indication of agitation or anxiety. That's just one little thing that you can be mindful of during the day, noticing if your mouth feels dry. Bringing the focus to the upper lip and inside the nostrils. Seeing if you can feel the change in temperature as you breathe in and breathe out. And if you can't feel anything on the upper lip and the nostrils, just noticing that you can't feel anything. There is no right way that meditation is supposed to go. Even though we're going to be going through some hopefully helpful guidelines to help you, whatever happens to come up during meditation is exactly what you needed to come up during meditation. It's the thing that we have to work with today and to learn about. And when you get into deeper meditation, the upper lip and the nostrils can be a good place to look for the breath if it becomes very shallow and subtle. Relaxing the forehead, the muscles around the eyes. You might notice some light or shapes or colors from behind the eyes, or even mental images. Or you might just notice darkness, which is fine. But maintaining a sort of passive orientation toward anything that you notice. You might think of it as like sitting in a movie theater watching a movie. a really, really boring movie and being okay with that. Now, seeing if you can identify a place where you can really tune into the feelings of the breath. I like to use somewhere else in my body, like the base of the rib cage, and the lower abdomen, because for my job, I seem to spend a lot of time sort of trapped inside my head, and it's good to take a vacation. And then beginning from wherever the spot is that you found, imagining expanding your sphere of awareness to incorporate more and more of the body. You might imagine it almost like lighting up the outline of your sitting, breathing body. As the breathing slows down, there's a natural sort of reflex that it's a signal to your body that we're safe, that we're not in danger. And it helps the mind to also calm down in a sort of harmonious feedback loop. Really try to notice neutral sensations like the movement of clothing, the movement of air in the room. And you can even hear the sound of your breath, which is also a valid part of the breath. We're trying to discern which perceptions are part of the breath, and which parts of our perceptions aren't part of the breath. You might have a feeling like there's a certain place in the body where the noticeable influence of the breath stops. If you're having difficulty with unpleasant or painful sensations, you might try to imagine the extent of that sensation in your body. Notice the conversation that you're having with yourself about the unpleasant sensation, seeing if you can let go of that conversation. Or if it's a lot of pain, you might shift your focus maybe to where your hands are resting or putting your hands together and just feeling the contact between your hands. And if you're in a lot of pain, you might just tune into the sound of your breath. Now I'd like you to begin sort of expanding your awareness out into your surroundings, imagining where everything is in the room where you're sitting. You might begin inviting some movement into your hands and your feet, and your arms.